There's a long list of liberal celebrities who swear they'll go if a Republican is elected, and no one ever does. Miley Cyrus once said, "I am moving if Trump is my president. I don't say things I don't mean." Here she is looking miserable, having to endure America at the Grammys last Sunday. I guess she flew back from Tajikistan. In 2016, Eddie Griffin said, "If Trump wins, I'm moving to Africa." Apparently very slowly, because in Trump's 4 years, he only got as far as Van Nuys. George Lopez once said that if Trump won, he won't have to worry about immigration. We'll all go back. George Lopez, still here. In Russia, just referring to the war in Ukraine as a war can get you 15 years in the fabulous prisons made famous by some of the world's most famous novels. You think America's evil because we didn't nominate Margot Robbie for an Oscar? Just wait till you get thrown out the window of your very own dream house.
There's a long list of liberal celebrities who always say they'll leave the country if a Republican wins, yet none of them ever follow through. Miley Cyrus once promised, "I am moving if Trump is my president. I don't say things I don't mean." Well, Trump did win, and Miley is still here.
This political message: vote for me because I hate it here. Now, does America have big problems? Yes, I've often cited the America sucks list. Things like being 54th in the world in infant mortality behind Cuba, 19th in literacy behind Russia, 72nd in female representation in government behind Iraq. A lot of work to do here. And is it possible for a country to lose itself so much that leaving it is justified? Yes, but we're not there yet, not by a long shot. And we don't need quitters. We need people who will stay and fix it.
Recently performing at the Grammys. Back in 2016, comedian Eddie Griffin declared, "If Trump wins, I'm moving to Africa." 4 years later, the furthest he got was a nearby neighborhood. George Lopez even joked that if Trump won, we'll all go back. Yet he never left either. Maher pointed out the absurdity of this empty talk. Meanwhile, in places like Russia, just calling the war in Ukraine a war can land you 15 years in prison. That's real oppression. Compare that to Hollywood stars who think America is evil because someone they like didn't get an Oscar nomination. Maher's takedown is clear. These celebrities love to complain about America, but they never actually leave. They lecture everyone else while enjoying the comfort.
The problem isn't that America isn't worth defending. Maybe the problem is that lots of people today are entitled whiners who have no perspective and no idea how good they have it. 59% of self-identified liberals say there have been times when they considered leaving America for good, like after NBC canceled The West Wing.
Wealth and freedom the country gives them. And yes, America has serious problems. Maher admits that we rank poorly in areas like infant mortality, literacy, and women's representation in government. There's a lot of work to do. But let's be real, we are nowhere near the kind of oppression seen in truly authoritarian countries. As Maher put it, America doesn't need quitters who threaten to run away every election. It needs people willing to stay, fight, and help fix what's broken. Maher reminded celebrities and politicians that they shouldn't be lecturing the rest of America if they aren't willing to do the hard work themselves. It's easy to sit in mansions, far away from real struggles, and preach about what needs to change. But words alone don't fix anything. Maher made it clear, if you're not
badly for every immigrant to come to this country and experience the good life, but somehow it's so terrible you want to leave? And I see conservatives in Texas are talking secession again. They have 2 bumper stickers in that state. America, love it or leave it, and we're leaving it.
Putting in effort, making sacrifices, or taking responsibility, then you're just adding noise. He stressed that America, while imperfect, is still a strong and resilient country. Complaining and blaming won't make it better. What America really needs are people ready to act, citizens willing to step up, get involved, and actually solve problems. Real progress comes from effort and responsibility, not empty talk or performative activism. Maybe the issue isn't that America isn't worth defending. The real problem is that too many people today act entitled, complain constantly, and don't realize how fortunate they actually are. A poll showed that 59% of people who call themselves liberals admitted they've thought about leaving America for good. Sometimes over things.
There's a long list of liberal celebrities who swear they'll go if a Republican is elected, and no one ever does. Miley Cyrus once said, "I am moving if Trump is my president. I don't say things I don't mean." Here she is looking miserable, having to endure America at the Grammys last Sunday.
As trivial as a TV show like The West Wing being canceled. This may sound extreme, but it's true. For years, many Americans have loudly claimed they'd leave the country over the smallest reasons. One of the most common examples came when Donald Trump was elected. Suddenly, celebrities and everyday people were promising to move to Canada as some kind of protest. But almost none of them actually did it. It's not just about elections. Some people threaten to leave simply because the country doesn't fully embrace certain new ideas, even when those ideas go against basic common sense. Instead of staying and working to improve the nation they live in, they dream about running away. Bill Maher's point is clear. Real patriotism isn't about dramatic threats. It's about staying, facing problems directly, and helping.
I guess she flew back from Tajikistan. In 2016, Eddie Griffin said, "If Trump wins, I'm moving to Africa." Apparently very slowly, because in Trump's 4 years, he only got as far as Van Nuys. George Lopez once said that if Trump won, he won't have to worry about immigration. We'll all go back. George Lopez still here.
Helping to make America better. Here's the contradiction. Many of the same people urging more immigrants to come here and enjoy America's opportunities are also saying the country is so awful they want to leave. Which is it? If America is terrible, why invite others in? And if it really is the land of opportunity, why threaten to walk away from it? Every election, the same thing happens. Some celebrities loudly claim they'll leave the country if the other side wins, but they never do. It's not passion or principle. It's plain hypocrisy. Bill Maher was right when he called out this double talk. It shows just how shallow and self-serving their so-called activism really is. Take Miley Cyrus, for example. She once said, "If Trump is my president, I'm moving."
Telling Americans things like,
It's fucked. I think the new American dream is to leave.
I'm 18 years old and I escaped America.
yeah. Yeah, you don't have to escape America. That wall we're always debating isn't to keep you in.
I don't say things I don't mean. Yet, there she was at the Grammys, still living in America, enjoying the very system she said she'd leave behind. And she's not alone. A long list of liberal celebrities has made the same dramatic promises, but not one of them followed through. Why? Because despite all the outrage and tough talk, they know the truth. There's no better place for them. No other country gives them the same fame, opportunities, or luxuries that America does. So why make these bold declarations in the first place? The answer is simple. It's not real conviction. It's for show. It's about looking strong and virtuous to fans, riding the wave of outrage culture, and getting applause for sounding bold. But once the spotlight fades, they stay right here, living comfortably and enjoying.
Just ran a story about the vulnerable minorities who want to flee America, including the author, a gay man trapped in the dystopian homophobic hellscape that is New York City. I wonder if he knows that there are 66 countries where just being gay is a crime. Cute story in the news last month. Burundi's president called on his citizens to stone gay people, and not in the good way. Wow, suddenly the don't say gay law doesn't sound all that bad.
The freedoms they pretended to reject. Celebrities love to talk tough about leaving America whenever things don't go their way, but it's all an act. Bill Maher called it exactly what it is, performance, not courage. Miley Cyrus once swore she'd leave if Trump became president. She never did. Eddie Griffin claimed he'd moved to Africa. Years later, he was still in the same place. George Lopez said everyone would go back if Trump won. Yet, he's still living here too. The truth is, These celebrities live in a different world. They have millions, private jets, and gated mansions. If they ever get uncomfortable, they can move anywhere and build a new life with ease. Regular Americans don't have that luxury. We're stuck with real struggles, paying rent, keeping up with mortgages, and putting food on the table. For everyday people, politics is...
Oh, they don't just give you a ticket for parking in the rear. You can get the death penalty for it. In China, they have the death penalty for almost 50 crimes. And in 13 countries, atheism is punishable by death, and 61 impose restrictions on women's clothing, so bring a scarf. According to Amnesty International, paramilitary groups killed the government's critics in Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, and arbitrary detentions are widespread in Cuba, Ecuador, El Salvador, Nicaragua. If you're wondering how that's just like no cash bail, it's not.
In the stage to show off. It's about survival. That's why celebrity lectures feel empty. Their struggles aren't even close to ours. Then there are TikTok videos where young people claim they've escaped America, as if this country were some kind of prison. That idea is ridiculous. Nobody needs to escape America. The wall politicians argue about isn't meant to keep people inside. It's to stop illegal entry. The irony is hard to miss. Activists act like America is just as bad as North Korea, but the reality couldn't be more different. North Korea is a prison nation where freedom doesn't exist. Its citizens risk death just to get out. Meanwhile, millions around the world are desperate to get into America.
Just referring to the war in Ukraine as a war can get you 15 years in the fabulous prisons made famous by some of the world's most famous novels. You think America's evil because we didn't nominate Margot Robbie for an Oscar? Just wait till you get thrown out the window of your very own dream house.
Alone proves how different the two countries are. The United States, the same country activists constantly criticize, is still the #1 place people around the world dream of moving to. Why? Because even with its problems, America offers opportunities, safety, and freedom that few other places can match. Bill Maher's point hits hard. If America is really so terrible, then why are people fighting to get in, not out? Recently, the New Republic ran a piece about minorities supposedly wanting to flee America. The author, a gay man in New York City, described it as a homophobic nightmare. But here's the reality. There are 66 countries where being gay is literally a crime. Some nations even call for brutal punishments like stoning. Compared to that, complaints about America start to sound a lot less convincing. When it comes to the LGBTQ+ community, the truth is America is one of the safest places they could live.